to another video for Winds of Life Change Coaching. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about self-care, and I'm going to be doing a quick video on that because there's a tropical storm warning here where I am, and it's getting dark and the weather is going to start turning. So I wanted to take a few minutes and discuss self-care, which is something that pretty much everybody's heard about, but some people still make excuses as to why not to do it, or they think it's just a luxury. Self-care is not a luxury. It is definitely a necessity in life and all areas of life. And self-care really can be boiled down to anything that you do to promote wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And it's really important tool to incorporate in all areas of your life to balance a sense of sanity, a sense of well-being. And it is not just something that you do after you're stressed or after you're burned out. It is definitely something that you should be doing along the way to be proactive so that you have less burnout. And it is also something that you do after the fact to help decompress, help maybe transition from some difficult things in your life so that you can better process things that have happened to you. Another definition is that self-care is defined as the process of establishing behaviors to ensure holistic well-being and promote health. So self-care is not just bubble baths and a glass of wine, although it certainly can be. These are things like putting up boundaries, learning how to say no to people, and definitely things like journaling, processing your emotion. It could be running a routine in the morning so that you make sure you're well prepared for work. Self-care should be as important as breathing. It really is something that everybody should learn about, and it's really about self-awareness too. Everybody has different needs. I'm choosing to do this video outside because being outside keeps me grounded. It is definitely a self-care technique for myself, and one that I don't utilize enough, partly because of weather conditions where I live, so I try to make the most of it. But it's really about self-awareness. What is it that you need? If you're someone who struggles with anxiety and depression, then sometimes it can be really hard to figure out when you need to say no to going out with friends socially, when you need to just take some rest. And sometimes it's pushing yourself when you're uncomfortable to try something new and get out of your comfort zone, because anxiety can really be about avoiding things. So self-awareness is super important to know what it is that you need for yourself. So sometimes taking a self-assessment, self-care assessment can help you figure out what works for you. Maybe in the past you've tried things and it really didn't do you any good, but you might want to circle back to that later in life and try that, because we all change throughout our lives. We have different needs and different emotions and things that we're processing as we go through life. So you may learn that journaling is a great option for you. Reading could be a great option for you. Getting outside, walking, exercising, all of these things that can really help support you, part of your support system. And self-care, some people say that there's 5, 6, 7, even 8 different pillars of self-care. So there may be areas in physically, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, workplace and professionally, and financially. I tend to think that there tends to be 8 different pillars, which include mental, emotional, environmental, physical, spiritual, recreational, social, and financial. And a lot of these overlap, but it's really important to look at them individually to see what works for you so that you can build it into a routine, or even as a treat sometimes to help you get through things when you meet a goal, or when you just need to try something new to get you out of your stagnant situation. So if you find you're too heavy on one side, maybe socially or recreational, maybe you need more mental and emotional support. So this is really important to try new techniques to see what works for you to help you combat burnout. Definitely, if you have been through any kind of trauma, it's really, and you get in that fight or freeze mode, self-care is super important to help you deal with these things and kind of break out of those cycles. So I hope you learned a little bit more about self-care and why it's important. Again, this is not to be meant to be an exhaustive explanation, but just sort of an intro. And I'm certainly hoping that future videos of mine will kind of delve into different self-care practices and things that you can do to try it on for size, or maybe come back to it and look at it from a new perspective. So again, thank you for being here. Hope you give me a thumbs up. Write some notes in the bottom in the comments section, because if not, it's just a video that sits there stagnant and doesn't reach the people that do need to hear this. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know when other videos are being made, and I really appreciate you taking the time to be here. Thank you.